So you've been dieting for weeks, you've been doing everything perfect, eating right, working out, getting your water, not sneaking any snacks, but your inches are the same and your scale is the same. What the hell is going on? You, my dear, are officially in a plateau. Well, I'm going to give you 5 tips that you can utilize if you have hit that dreadful plateau, and it's going to not only get the scale moving again, but even more importantly than that, get the body to burn some fat. So if you're interested in knowing what those 5 tips are, stay tuned and I'll tell you.
On the tools and I'm quick cutting also don't get comfortable. Look,
Here, Chrissy.
Cotton candy ice cream.
She's eating cotton candy ice cream right now. And I have been fasting for over 25 hours.
That's your problem.
Hey Purple Heart Warriors, it's your girl Tai McQueen, the plus size trainer. I'm coming to y'all. Actually, I think I'm Batgirl today, or I don't know. I'm giving y'all real Mexican. This is Black Girl Chola vibe. Yes. Either way, welcome. And if you want to join the gang, all you have to do is click down below and subscribe. Yes, be sure to subscribe. That way you'll get updates on whenever I'm posting about my personal journey or tips and motivation that can help you along your journey as well. A plateau happens when you've been consistently doing something and your body adapts to it. Now, in the last video, I explained a little bit about the biology of how we work. Our bodies are very smart, and with being smart, it is adaptive. So when you continue to do something for a specific period of time over and over again, it will adjust itself to accommodate whatever it is you're doing. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people make, they'll come to me and they say, Tai, I'm not losing weight, what should I do? And I say, okay, well, do something different, change up your routine. You know what they counter with? I've been doing this forever, and it's always worked. So why are you here? You're here because what you've been doing is no longer working, and you need advice in order to help you get going again. So these are the tips that I have for you. Tip number 1, it's all about nutrition. It's really important to know how much you're eating. A lot of people don't want to do calorie counting or don't understand macros. But in the beginning, you really need to get a sense of what you're intaking. And don't let anybody tell you that a calorie is a calorie. That is absolutely bullshit. Calories are macros, and that's what a lot of you don't understand. Macros are proteins, fat, and carbs. So saying a calorie is a calorie means you can eat whatever you want, and that's not true. So you really have to start tracking to see what you eat in order to understand where your calories are coming from and how many calories you're intaking. Other changes that you can make with your nutrition, let's say you can cut calories. Now, it's going to be a strategic way that you cut your calories because you don't want to cut too many at once. Why? Because again, your body is adaptive. So if you cut too many calories and then you get down to the bare minimum, what are you going to have to do to keep your scale moving? You're going to have to cut more calories. But you could get so low that you don't have any more calories to cut. I honestly do not suggest that you go under 1,200 calories per day. What you can do, however, if you are down to about 1,200 calorie diet, you can zigzag. What does that mean? That means adding 1 to 2 high calorie days throughout the week. Now, that does not mean you eat more junk calories. You eat more nutritious calories. But the whole point is to give your body a little shock and let it know that it's going to be getting more food, so it's not storing the food that you're giving it. Tip number 2, exercise. Now, a lot of women hate lifting. Let me tell you something. If you want to burn more body fat, you have got to start weight training, because the more lean muscle you have, the more body fat you burn. So if you're only doing cardio right now, you need to incorporate some kind of strength training program. And if you are a beginner, you can do that a minimum of 3 times per week and start at a half an hour. You can break it up into different splits. So per se, one day you're doing chest, triceps and biceps, another day you're doing back and shoulders, and then on another day you're doing legs. Just make sure you're hitting all body parts and get that lean muscle mass up. And if you're already doing weight training, look to intensify your training. So that could be more circuits, more reps, and higher weight. Your body, again, is adaptive, so it will also adapt to the weight loads that you give it. So each week when you're training, you want to be sure to add a little bit more weight. If you're already doing that and you're still plateaued, you can add HIIT training to the end of your workouts. And this is something I do. I love doing interval sprints to start my workout, and at the end, I would do a HIIT circuit with a lighter weight, maybe 15, 20, 25 pounds. I'll pick 4 exercises and I'll do them back to back in a circuit, turning up the intensity. I'm still using weights, I'm burning more calories, and not just burning while I'm at the gym, I'm getting a better benefit of afterburn, because you're going to be able to utilize that burn for about 24 hours post-workout. Tip number 3. This one I think is very overlooked. Rest. Rest is so easy, but so many people fail to get the proper amount of rest. You have got to rest your body in order for it to recover and repair itself. And lack of sleep, you're basically not repairing, you're not restoring, and you're going to fry out your central nervous system. So it doesn't matter what you do, if you don't have the proper amount of recovery, your body is not going to progress. Now, you know, some people can't get a lot of sleep. I myself, I might sleep 4 to 5 hours a night, but get the max amount of sleep and sleep in the dark. Don't look at your phone. Like, I used to wake up and look at my phone and see what time it was. Like, why do I need to know what time it is in the middle of the night? Only to stress myself about not being able to have more sleep? No. I set an alarm. When my alarm goes off, that's when I look at the phone or get up, turn on the light or whatever. Make sure that you're maximizing the amount of time you dedicate to rest, because it's not only good for your recovery, it's just good for your body in general. Now that leads us into tip number 4. With rest, it's important because we have a stress hormone called cortisol. And when cortisol is too high, absolutely no fat loss will occur. It can also, over the long run, cause high blood pressure, stroke, or heart attack. We don't want any of that shit right there. So make sure you're keeping your stress levels at bay. Now, this one is a little bit harder too, because you might have a stressful job, you might have some badass kids, you might have someone, a spouse, a lover you live with, you want to stab in their sleep, and those things can add to your stress. But it's important that you take me time, whether it's to read a book, go for a walk, do yoga, pray, meditate, do something every day, 15 minutes, to help you just relax, unwind, bring your stress levels down. Tip number 5. Don't do so much so fast. We all want fast results. I talked about that in the last video, but once again, our body is adaptive, and if you're doing so much change all the time, your body is going to adapt, and then you're not going to be able to keep progressing. Why? Because your body has figured out what you're doing, and now it's keeping up. So if you are continuously switching what it is that you do, your body's going to adapt to that, and you're going to have to do something else. So you want to make sure that you've exhausted all efforts in whatever it is that you're currently doing before moving to something else. If you do that prematurely and too often, you're going to run out of options of what to do when your scale is stalling again. Hopefully you found that information valuable. If so, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to click down below and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out my vlog, because that's where I will be giving you weekly updates on how I'm personally progressing. I'll have pictures, I'll have my inches lost, and I'll have some, you know, just how I'm feeling about this whole dieting phase that I'm currently doing. But we're gonna do it in 6 weeks, and I'm gonna tell you everything that I'm doing in order to get to that 6-week goal. So be sure to check it out. Until then, the black chola, the black Batgirl, whoever the hell I am, signing out. See y'all later.